What's going on, Cowboys Nation? How you guys doing tonight? Welcome to Girls Talk Ball episode 2. As you all know, padded practice has started earlier this week, and y'all, we live right now. What's going on with you, Star? What's going on, girl?
What's up, Mickey? Oh, so glad to be here tonight for Starchasers Girls Talk Ball episode 2. We're excited because we should be alive. We should be live on both of our platforms on YouTube. And then
Yes.
also we should be live on Twitter. So welcome everybody in to the show tonight. Mickey, I'm sure if you see comments and stuff, you'll post it up
Yes,
so
for
that
sure.
we can see it. But yeah, we're excited. We just got through with I guess today we'll practice again tomorrow.
Yeah.
What's up, Michael? Good to see you in the chat.
Yes,
But
that part's in the building.
we are more than halfway through our first padded practice week. So in Cowboys Nation. So we're definitely going to be talking about that. And then we're also going to be talking about some things that Jerry had to say this week. Which is
speaking
always...
of, look, and check out what Bruce said. At this point, somebody take his eyes. Yeah, and you ain't lying about that, Bruce. Somebody need to take his keys, his car, like his microphone, everything he got on him right now.
Jerry. But we love him. We love you. We love you, Jerry. It's okay.
What's going on, y'all? Hey, let's go ahead and welcome everybody in the chat. Jameson Taylor, what's good with you, hon? Glad you tapping in. Hope you're doing okay tonight. Of course, like I said earlier, the Lockharts, Miss Etta, Mr. Michael, Double R, of course, always in the building, always. Miss Nisi, thanks for checking in. Jay Money, I see you over there on Stars channel. Hey, welcome, man. I don't know if I've seen you before. Thanks for checking in, man. Good to see everybody tapping in tonight. Hey, anytime, Miss Nisi. Hey, you know, I know I owed a few of y'all for them wrenches, so I tried to come through. Hope I got everybody. Double R, do I got you with the wrench? I can't tell. I'm over here on StreamYard, so please let me know, Double R, if I got you with the wrench. Please, I know I took yours away by accident. So I hope I was able to give it back. I hope I did it right. Forgive me, please.
Give him his wrench back.
All right. You know, look, like everybody needs wrenches. Like I don't care if everybody got one. Look, if you here supporting, look, like let's go ahead and wrench them up.
Exactly. I did the exact same thing when I started doing my first couple of night shows. I'm like, listen, everybody can chat with me tonight. You get a wrench. Like Oprah.
Yes. So, look, we some Oprahs up in here. Look.
Everybody gets a wrench. Exactly.
Yes, everybody. Yep. Oh, good. Okay, Bruce. All right, Bruce with the confirmation. I like it. Thank you. Martin Talk Cowboys. What's up, fam? Good to see you in here tonight. Good to see everybody. Good to see all the family up in here.
Martin. Yeah.
Yes. All right. Yeah, so y'all, as you know, like she just said, we halfway through padded practice. Of course, you know, today was the walkthrough. Closed, of course. So, of course, you know, we couldn't be there, but, you know, we did hear, actually, you know, just before we came on, Star was letting me know that, you know, most of the guys we actually had on the injury list, such as Dorrance Armstrong, Izzy McQuamu. Who were some other guys we talked about earlier, Star?
Dorrance, Izzy, Dono, and Dono.
Simi, that's right. Because we did see Simi go down. We kind of found out the last minute at practice. I believe that the end of the day Monday, that I believe they were saying LVE hit him too hard and said that he went down with a quad contusion. I believe I heard that this morning from Haley Sutton. Shout out to Girls Talk, Boys Talk podcast. You know, they do an amazing job on there. They are really just some of my inspirations. Honestly,
shout out to them for sure.
Yes, for sure. So hopefully he's doing all right, because we definitely want to see Simi back in the fold, because we want everybody to just have a 100% full fair chance, because as we know, we see the wide receivers out there balling. Ain't that right, Star?
Yeah. This training camp is light years different than last year.
Yes.
Because last year it was the defense that was dominating, and I remember the content creators who went to training camp last week were kind of discouraged from what they had seen from our offense during training camp. I mean, we couldn't move the ball, with a lot of frustration, no one was getting open and things like that. But it's crazy how this training camp, I mean, the offense is just tearing it up. I mean, going
Yeah,
5 for 5 and
yes.
2-minute drills and
Yes, they said everyone score on the 2-minute drill. Can you
yeah,
believe
like
that? That is
Dak
wild.
is just shredding the defense. And I know there's been a whole controversy of Cowboys going back and forth with Eagles fans because Eagles fans is trying to say that Trayvon Diggs has a problem with Dak and all of this crazy nonsense and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
When clearly it is just competition. Like
exactly.
I don't know.
Before the day even ended, it became a whole new segment.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I'm like, why are y'all trying to make this a thing? I know why, because of this right here.
Right. Yeah, what's this? What's this?
Yeah.
I think that's why.
The stars freaking crazy, bro, because this stuff is ridiculous. Like this is just literal. Like, have you never played? It's like these guys. Like, y'all never played sports before. Like
y'all never talk trash. I mean,
like,
people talking trash playing cards. Like they talking trash playing
exactly.
Sports.
Like anything competitive, like you talk trash. You talk trash. Like that's what you do. Like it doesn't matter if you cuss or not. Like it doesn't mean that you're not brothers or friends because I say explicit words towards you when we playing the game. So, woo, Botch in the chat. What's up,
shout out to Botch. Look, right quick. Like, thank you for sliding through, man. We really appreciate you, man. Thank you so much, man. Hey, we recognize, man. We recognize you, man. Thank you for shouting out. Thank you for stopping by, man. Eastside Harold, what's up? Hey, we know you be in the building. Look, we waiting on you, Eastside. What's up?
What's up,
What's up? What's up, Eastside?
Did he change his profile pic? Somebody help me.
Oh, did he?
Is that still Deshaun
Watson? Oh no, it's still Deshaun, girl. It's still Deshaun. It's still that. It's another number 4. It's another number 4, but not the one we recognize.
Yeah, let it go, Eastside. You let it go. Who y'all QB now?
I think CJ, something like that.
Yeah.
Something like that.
CJ, y'all gonna light it up this year, right? Eastside.
Yep. Hey, shout out to Jay Money. Yes, you ain't lying about that, fam. Everybody's mind. The media, the ops. Hey, you name it, we on their mind. Rent free, y'all. Rent free. Cole's Cowboys in the building. What's up, fam? Good to see you. Good to see you, man.
What up, Cole?
Yes, you're not lying. It make you not frustrated because that stuff it don't bother us. It bothers everybody else. It don't bother us, but it's just mind blowing to see just how much they take it out of proportion. Just some little jaw jacking in practice, which I'm sure everyone does in all 32 teams. But of course, our team gets it blown out of proportion.
It's just becoming ridiculous. These narratives. Like, y'all didn't have this many narratives. Etta, I got you. I'm gonna make you a mind. Don't you worry about it.
Yes, we got you. We got you, fam.
I didn't see this many narratives when Stephon Diggs was cussing out Josh Allen.
Okay, in the playoff game on TV.
Come on, guys. On national TV in the playoffs, literally doing this to him.
Right.
Cussing him out. No one cared about that.
Girl.
Trayvon Diggs talking trash in practice because Dak been lighting them up all day. And now y'all trying to say they not brothers. This is
right. Oh, Dak lost the locker room. Oh, okay. They just went on the whole trip to Atlanta, but he lost the locker room.
Yeah, it's like what's going on? Like these narratives, it's only gonna get crazier, guys. It's only gonna get crazier.
And honestly, and that's a good point right there, Coles, because for real, I don't even think. I mean, we probably would have posted it just being Cowboys pages, but it probably wouldn't even made it to the national media if Eagles content creators
had the Eagles fans, bro. Like, why are the Eagles fans obsessed with us? Like, isn't this getting kind of crazy? Like, are they not in training camp too? I don't understand. What's up, Key? Glad to see Key tonight.
What's good, Tavis? How you doing?
But it's like, aren't y'all in training camp? Like, why? I mean, they're really watching us like a hawk.
Right. Watch, yes, we see that. Yo, like, really? Like... But that didn't make media. That didn't make NBC News, did it, Star?
No, it didn't. Like, this type of stuff is crazy. Like, this,
oh wow,
it's ridiculous. It really is. Like,
it really is, and that's 100% right. DC, They're not in the right market. Bill's not in the right market at all. At all.
Exactly. Just
I'm sorry,
comes
go
with
ahead,
the
go ahead.
territory. He said they had one winning season and now they hit. Yeah.
Right. It's crazy, y'all. But yeah, hopefully y'all, welcome everybody coming to the chat. Hope we don't miss y'all too many of y'all comments. We're gonna go ahead and jump right into the show. I like, as you guys know, I'm out here in California, seeing our boys practice. Like I said, today we had the day off, but we just kind of wanted to go over the last couple of days of practice. I do have some shots from y'all, just a few. I didn't, want to flood you guys, take too much time to you guys, but just have a few clips here and there. Just some things I've seen out there, some of our boys, just some first teams, some second teams. Just to see, we do have some shots with Jalen Brooks out there, Deuce doing this thing. Of course, Brandon Cooks, lighting it up out there. Terp, we just have some real weapons on this team right now. What do you think, Star?
Absolutely. I mean, I think it's just, and I think that's a big reason why we are seeing the offense. Well, one, we know they've been building camaraderie all off season, right? Mm-hmm. Dak has had about 1 million throwing sessions with them.
Yes.
I mean, clearly they are doing all they can to make sure they're on the same page, because we know that was a huge issue last season. Yeah. But yeah, like I said, adding Brandon Cooks, and I think we talked about this last night when we was on the phone. It's like, even looking at the way that the wide receivers are getting their separation, how they're setting up, at the top of their routes and stuff like that, it's definitely, I see, like, that's like, it looks almost like, when I'm looking at all of them, like, getting in and out of their breaks and stuff like that, it looks almost identical, which I know no one has the exact same get off, right? But it just seems that way, because it just seems like, it obviously, Brandon Cook's imprint is now in that wide receiver.
Exactly. You can see the influence. That's exactly what we were talking about last night, yo. We was talking about just and that's just one thing I love about this team, and just about these two moves we made in the offseason. Just these two acquisitions, alone, Stephon Gilmore and Brandon Cooks have just been so implemental on our team. Like you said, just the influence they've had on both our wide receivers and our DBs has just been crazy.
Yeah, it's just been. And that's why we're in but that's what I'm saying. That's why we're in the position that we're in. That's why you can see the flowing of the offense, because not only do we have multiple legit threats. Remember last year we only had CeeDee Lamb on the wide receiver corps that was an actual threat. So now we have Brandon Cooks, which is a huge upgrade over Noah Brown. No offense to Noah Brown. Shout out Noah Brown. He did the best he could for us.
Yeah,
He literally went from wide receiver 5 to 2.
Right. And he did. I mean, we can't slide him too much. In the beginning of the season, he did have some catches
He had a career year. He did. He really did show up big. His connection with Cooper Rush was undeniable, and they really did show up big in those games. So I appreciate Noah Brown. I'm not here to take a crap on him. Yeah. But anyway, Brandon Cooks is obviously a huge upgrade over him. And then we know Michael Gallup, with his injury last year and the way Kellen had us set up, it just was not good for him. But we've seen him make some Michael Gallup-esque catches and things like that. So it seems like he's back to where he needs to be. Martin said biggest acquisition was throwing Gallup. Exactly. You're right, Martin. That was our biggest off-season move. Pushing Kellen Moore off a bridge.
Yes, and also I want to kind of add on to that, to kind of go hand in hand with that, keeping Big DQ. I think it was huge that Dan Quinn stuck around for us another year. I love that this guy just really just believes in ever since he got here. Really, just this defense, you can just. The trust that they have in this man is just palpable. Just they gravitate towards him. And not just on the field, off the field. We see these guys in boxing sessions with this guy. Like, these guys are just gravitating. I mean, like Parsons says, you just like that cool ass uncle. You just want to be around.
He's a player. Yeah, DQ is a player's coach through and through. He just really knows how to connect with his players on and off the field, and because of that, the players are running through a wall his defense. Well, I think the whole team, honestly. And what's beautiful is that the new dynamic that we now have, because we know that Mike and Dan Quinn are brothers, friends, however you want to define it. But of course, they weren't able to work hand in hand because we had Kellen last year, and of course, Kellen had his own mindset of how he wanted to run the offense. and it wasn't in sync, or it wasn't on the same page as Dan Quinn. But now we have Big Mike. Y'all check out my series I did on Big Mike. Shout out to Boss
Yes, check
Cowboy
that
in the
out.
chat.
Boss Cowboy is in the building, y'all. Look, I can't believe it, y'all. Y'all do not know. Like, I know, like Boss said on his show last night, we have favorites, y'all, and this man right here has just y'all like I can't even explain. Like, y'all, this man is just really for real. Just for him to give me his time, and there's a few tips just kind of get me going, just kind of get me started for a little bit, y'all. It's like Boss is really a real one. Like, y'all, if y'all not tapped in, y'all late. Just point blank period. Y'all late. Y'all behind. Tap into this man's channel, please tap into that man's channel. Please.
Absolutely. Love Boss. I love Boss is actually the one, I think they gave me my name, Star. He was one to start calling me Star. I used to just go by StargazerSports. But shout out to
dope.
JC. It's a lot of content creators. We appreciate all of y'all. But yeah, all of the content creators have just been so warm and kind to me. I have a good relationship, I think, with a lot of them. Not all of them, but a lot of them, and just DM chats and talks. I'm really excited, hopefully, that I meet some of them this year at the games, or like when I go to Dallas training camp and stuff like that. So it's just a lot of fun. I appreciate it, because these are all the gentlemen in the chat tonight are guys who have just been doing really freaking hard work for the nation.
Shout out, like I said, like all the creators who's been putting in work. Yes, Tuck,
Shango,
Jazz.
Literally everybody has just been putting in that work to really better the nation. And we all, even though we have different opinions and on various things of the team, I know one thing: we all want to win 6, and we all put out content that will help us get there. So
that's the goal right there.
Right. So big ups to everybody, and I really appreciate everybody who is rocking with us tonight. So
we really appreciate y'all.
We appreciate it for real.
Yeah. So actually, before we jump into some of these clips, right quick, let's talk about some of these things we've heard from Jerry Jones this week. Star, look, what quote you want to start with, right quick?
Well, I guess we can briefly talk about. I don't want to go too deep into it, but Jerry's comments on Zach Martin's contract. I think we talked about that last night, which kind of threw us for a loop. And I had tweeted, because I was like, she got Jerry up there.
There's a little clip of Jerry up in his tower. You guys, look, y'all know he be chilling up in his tower.
But
he gotta look at everything.
But yeah, Jerry, pretty much. When they're asking him about the contract, usually Jerry either beats around the bush when it comes to contracts, or says, he does defer, like, well, maybe we'll try to get it done, but we got to pay this person XYZ, yada yada yada. But honestly, this season they've kind of been hush about contracts. They've just been like how they signed. What's up, BLS?
Yeah, what's good? Good to see you guys. Hey, thanks for checking in.
But Jerry is a guy that usually just they never definitively answer questions when it comes to contracts, right? It's either Sully, like Law says, Sully and denigrating, avoiding the question altogether, or they're just silent. So when Jerry came out and basically said that they're like, what are you gonna do with Zach Martin's contract?
What's it gonna take? Nothing.
Jerry said, we're not doing nothing with Zach Martin's contract. I said,
the first word out of his mouth was nothing.
He said nothing. We are doing nothing with this man's contract. And so I was like, okay.
You're not even looking at it. You're not even looking at Zach right now.
Jerry just think about that laid the hammer, said we ain't doing a damn thing about it. And then I was like, okay, so then y'all know we spoke about Zach Martin's contract last week. We're like, it's not that Zach Martin doesn't deserve to get paid. He of course deserves to get paid. He's top guard in the league. He got his 99 on Madden. Mm-hmm. He has more Pro Bowls than holding penalties. We know all the great things about Zach Martin. So of course he deserves to be paid. But the issue to me, I kept saying, was the timing. That was the issue to me. So I just said that it just felt weird and awkward that him going to Adam right before training camp. And
right.
So
and you had all summer.
Right. And so I'm having a dialogue with Ed Warner on Twitter. And of course, Ed is saying, well, the Cowboys knew about this. They've been knowing about the contract. And I said, well, okay, that's fine, Ed. But from what Jerry was saying, we had multiple tweets, but I'm just going to sum up. I was like, from what Jerry is saying, Zach knew that we're not doing anything with that contract.
Right, he knew he wasn't priority coming into the season.
So I feel like Zach, like, what was the need in being, you was at OTA, but you're like, nah, I just got a soft tissue injury. I'm just nursing it.
Yeah.
It's just like, why were you? And then even after OTAs, okay, maybe y'all were trying to get something done through OTAs, but then we had the month-long break. So it's like, okay, so you still didn't say nothing. So like, to me, I'm like, Zach Martin pulled a publicity stunt.
Yes, he pulled
So I'm like, to be quite honest, like if I'm Jerry and them, I'm waiting. I'm stalling it out. Yeah. I'm gonna let Zach Martin run up them fees. I don't know.
I was listening to I think 105, and they said it's up to, I think yesterday it went up to $200,000 right now, his fees.
So I guess Zach Martin, he got money aside. I don't know how long he's gonna sit out. I really don't. I don't know if he's gonna wait till they go back to Dallas or what, but I will just wait as long as possible, and then just before the season starts, go ahead and give him his contract. But if I'm front office from him pulling that publicity stunt, I'm letting you wait out as long as possible. But of course, you do got to pay him. We cannot afford to have him sit out this year.
And I 100% agree, because even just looking at some of these, like it's not all bad, Joe. I'm not gonna say it's all bad, but just looking at some of these runs where we have a let's go at right tackle, and seeing, of course, Josh Ball. We never really want to put Josh Ball out there, y'all. We all know that, but just seeing it live and in person, and yes, it's just training camp, it's just practice, but hey, how you practice is how you play. And if these guys are getting bulled over right now, like what's it going to be when you actually go up against an opponent who wants to knock your ass down? You know what I'm saying? Get this line solidified before we're going into the season.
Right. Like we Zach Martin, we gotta have him in the lineup. Now we had an insurance policy, but of course he's gone now, and his name was Connor McGovern. So so now we don't, but run up them fees. It's like, boss button running up.
Exactly.
It's like we don't have Connor McGovern anymore because we decided to push him off a bridge, even though we played him out of position the whole time he was here. So it's like, now you have to. Why prolong it, J Money? Just like what I said, like, what is the urgency? Because with Zach Martin now, like I said, he's got to play this year. Yeah. And with Zach Martin now, you're just giving your guys more reps with the first team, which you need that, because you obviously need swing guards, you need backups. Yeah. Zach Martin is not a guy that's prone to injury, so I'm not saying that he's going to get hurt or anything like that, but you need depth. And so with him out, even though no one likes Josh Ball is getting meaningful reps. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's just at this point, Zach just gonna have to wait. That's how I feel. Like it's like we can pay him now, but Zach is also a veteran as well. So it's like the team's not really losing anything by not having Zach there.
I agree. And just like Bruce mentioned earlier, like if it creates cap space, why? Like I mean, it doesn't.
It will. Sides. Yeah, apparently it will create cap space, but this is a more of like a business type of decision. Like. Mm-hmm. Y'all just gotta see it that way. Like, I get everybody, just pay the man, just pay him. It's like, I get it, but it's like, but why? Like, ask yourselves, like, why do we gotta pay him right now, right this second, just so he can be happy and come to training camp? Like, give the
when he doesn't really need the rep. Like you say, he doesn't really need the reps.
He don't need the reps.
But like, Ball and Waletzko definitely need the reps. Yeah.
But who need the reps? Ball and Waletzko. So it's like, at this point, we waited out. Like I said, we're gonna have to end up. I mean, because he's under contract, but Zach could like I guess he could fake an injury all season if he really wanted to and be like,
Yeah, for the
oh,
last
I'm
year.
hurt, I can't play. You know, he could do that. I don't think he would, but he could. So
Yeah.
I think eventually, you know, you're going to have to give him a 2-year extension. I think some people say he just wants guaranteed money. He doesn't really want more money, just wants guaranteed money. So we'll see how it goes. But what do you say, JC? Because it's Zach and chemistry matters with time. But the thing is, the chemistry's already been built up because through OTAs, through their individual, you know, camaraderie. I just don't think, I get what everybody's saying, but I just don't think it's necessary to pay him right now. Yeah. That's just my opinion, you know. So, but anyway, we could move on to the next topic. We're gonna be on here to be on this topic too.
I feel you on that. Yeah, so we just gonna jump into some of these clips. Like we've been hearing about the offense. Just we're really like the offense in general, just our weapons in camp, just kind of turning up. So I just kind of just have a few clips here and there. I know you guys, like I know you guys kind of get the clips from me from Twitter and so I'm not trying to compete with. I'm just trying to give you guys like my view how you know where I'm kind of be able to get the front seat of the bleacher. So just kind of from where I'm sitting at, just some of the you know, a little bit of the first team, some of the second team, just trying to see, you know, like I said, have a little bit of Jalen Brooks in here, a little bit of Deuce Vaughn, just, you know, just seeing his kind of, you know, quick speed, Brandon Cooks as well. So just kind of give you guys an idea of how these guys are looking out here.
Absolutely. Do you want to talk about the Jerry Jimmy thing? Do you want to save that to the end, like we talked about?
Yeah, no, we can definitely get into that because that can actually have some kind of like foundation, like can actually, you know, add to the foundation of how we're actually going to go into this year.
Yeah. So with Jerry, of course, said something else. The media asked him once again, Jerry, when are you gonna put Jimmy Johnson in the Ring of Honor? And Jerry, you know, of course, said, I got a lot of things to decide and think about, and I've got other coaches that I want to be put in there. And they're like, well, what coaches, Jerry? And he's like, no comment, I don't know. It's like, okay, Jerry. My whole thing I want to say, Cowboys Nation, about this, because I'm tired of this shit. Okay, so, guys, I'm going to ask y'all a question. Y'all answer in the comments. If Jimmy Johnson was in the Ring of Honor today, but Jerry and Steven made every single decision that they've made as GM, as owner, vice president. That includes firing Jimmy in the 90s, keeping Jason Garrett for 10 years, not investing money on the defense. Okay, so they do everything the same, but Jimmy is in the Ring of Honor. Okay. Are y'all saying that if that happened, we would have won a Super Bowl? Ask yourself that question. If everything was the same, but we had Jimmy in the Ring of Honor, y'all think we had the teams and we had the front office and we had the coaches and everything to win a Super Bowl? Y'all answered that question for me in the chat.
Yeah, we definitely want to see some responses on this, like for real, y'all. Just like think about what she's asking you, like this, like. Because I think the point is she's trying to get, because we talked about this yesterday, you know, just a little bit on the phone yesterday, just trying to come to like a little bit kind of, because my kind of side of this is that I'm not saying that Jimmy being in the Ring of Honor has any kind of effect on his team, because, you know, I'm not gonna say, because I don't believe in, you know, I'm not saying I don't believe in curses or nothing like that, but I mean, there's times where, you know, things do happen. Like, of course, we talked, like yesterday, we talked about the Dez Bryant catch, or like how, like you said, the ball fell over, or Romo dropped the ball, and, you know, of course, you know, fell. So it's just like, you know, we just see these small things happen that, you know, we don't think, you know, but we also see things happen in other people's games. We saw the fumble last year in the Super Bowl. You know, some things are just bad luck. Some things just, you know, sometimes it's just not your time to win. So it's not always about, you know. So I don't like Star's kind of saying, like, I don't think there's a curse on organization. Like she says, there's been decisions made over the past, you know, over years, over decades of, you know, when we had, you know, decent teams, when we had the players to make these kind of runs, and we decide not to put money on the defense, or we decide not to pay a certain player, and then they go off to another organization and win a ring. I'm sorry, DeMarcus Ware, excuse me. But you know what I'm saying? But it's just like we had these decisions that we've made in the past that have come back, you know, to bite us in the
right. And what I want to be clear here. I'm not saying that Jimmy Johnson does not belong in the Ring of Honor. He does. He does deserve to be in the Ring of Honor. But what I'm saying is that if Jimmy was in the Ring of Honor, but everything else was the same, and I get it, guys. And there's something else I want to throw out as well. Like, if Jimmy, no. What I want to say is, we do not know what transpired between Jimmy and what transpired between Jerry in that room when Jimmy got fired.
Right.
I know there's been books written about it and what was said, but I'm saying none of us was a fly on the wall. None of us have an actual recording of what was said between those gentlemen. Obviously, Jerry and Jimmy have not had a sit down to talk about what was said in that room, because honestly, they both had to have said some pretty disrespectful stuff. And I think I'm not caping for Jerry, but the Dallas Cowboys would not be the Dallas Cowboys without Jerry Jones. And that's just point blank in the period. Jerry Jones is the one who used his money to buy this team that was literally downtrending. And everybody called him crazy for doing it. He spent his life savings to buy this team and to make this team what it is. Jerry is also the guy that got Dion, that got Charles Haley. So, yes, Jimmy Johnson built the culture of this team in the 90s. Yes, Jimmy Johnson was the coach of the team in the 90s, made some key personnel decisions. He was a head coach, so he made decisions, right, that got us to those Super Bowls. But Jerry did as well. So, and I think a lot of times, and am I not saying that it's petty that these two old white guys have had this grudge for so long? Of course it's petty, guys. Like, I'm not saying that it's not petty. But think of it like this. If you have the control, if somebody disrespected you, we don't know. Like, who knows what we know Jimmy was reckless. So Jimmy probably said some pretty bad stuff to Jerry. And if you know that you have the sole discretion at this point to give somebody what they want or not, and that if they disrespected you to a certain degree, it's like, would you? If somebody, for the minute chat, if somebody said F your wife, F your kids, I don't know, and you have a choice to give them a promotion at your job, they haven't apologized for shit. They haven't done, they just living their life. And you have the opportunity to give them a promotion. You gonna give them a promotion? That's what I'm saying. Like, y'all have to think of it like that.
Right. You can't say keep it sports, and you can't, because these guys were almost like tied together for years. You know what I'm saying? So I'm sure with them it got personal to us. So to some point, you know what I mean?
And it's like, at this point, guys, like, as Cowboy fans, we have not won Super Bowls because of the energy that not because of the energy, I'm reading comments, but we have not won a Super Bowl because of the bad GM and owner decisions that Jerry and Steven have made.
Right.
It's not the Jimmy Johnson. I know it's easy to attribute things to it's easy to say it's the Jimmy Johnson curse. But if we're going to believe in that, because I'm telling y'all right now, Jimmy's not getting in the Ring of Honor this year. If the team is cursed, so that means we should just throw everything away, right? Like, why are we even here talking? Because we're just going to lose, because something's just going to happen, because we're cursed for life and we're just going to be cursed. Like, we might as well just give up on being Cowboys fans, honestly, till Jerry dies. Once Jerry dies, then maybe Steven will put Jimmy in there, and then maybe we'll win.
That ain't going to happen.
Like, y'all see what I'm saying?
Stevie gonna act like he don't know Jimmy, girl. You know, Stevie gonna be like Jimmy who?
So I think, like, we got to, as a fan base, like, I understand it. I understand we want Jimmy. And at this point, the media at this point gaslights the fans, because they asked Jerry, and they know Jerry. Y'all think Jerry don't know that he lied on national television?
Shout out the Boss Cowboy. He said on the show last night, like, Jerry said himself, he knows how to stir things up.
He knows how to do it. So it's like, y'all think Jerry didn't know he lied? Like, at this point, they asked Jerry this question to literally gaslight the fans. And I'm like, don't allow yourself to be gaslit and say, this is why we'll never win anything. Because it's just like, stop saying that. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can win. Like, the front office also made every decision we've ever asked them to make for I don't know how long. Right? Get proven veterans. Make the right decisions in the offseason. Signing Diggs. Firing Kellen Moore. I mean, this is all the things we're like, football guys, please let this happen. And he said, okay. And the football guy said, yes. Yeah. But I think at this point, like, and I get it, Sugar Daddy Jimmy deserves it. I'm not saying that he does not deserve to be in the Ring of Honor. I think he deserves to be in the Ring of Honor. I just think that at this point, as fans, like, well, here, if y'all want to keep being upset about it and say we curse, y'all be my guest. I'm not going to do that or say that. I'm just trying to throw out a different perspective because that's personally how I feel. I don't believe in accepting curses onto my life, and I don't believe in accepting curses onto my team. But if y'all want to accept those curses and say we're cursed and say we're never gonna win anything, then y'all can say that. That's fine. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But when we don't win anything, don't be mad because that's all I have to say. That's all I got to say about it. But anyway, we can move on to the next time unless you have more to say about that, Mickey.
No. I mean, I feel where you come from too. Like it is bad decisions made, you know, on part of Jimmy. On part of Jerry and Steven. I mean, we all, you know, we be calling him Dollar Bill Jones. I mean, we know he's made some cheap decisions in the past. So, you know, I mean, it's definitely it's right in front of our eyes. Like you said, it's, you know, it's obvious, but you know, like you said, it'd be the media, you know, baiting them because they know what kind of answer they're gonna get from him. What's going on, Am? Good to see you in the building. I see you. I see you coming. Am, what's good?
It's obviously an impassioned. What's up, Am? Appreciate you being chat. It's all, you know, it's an impassioned subject, but I'm just trying to get y'all to like think. And nobody asked my question. Nobody answered my question. Would we have won a Super Bowl? Y'all just saying Jimmy deserves to be in it. It's deeper with Jimmy. I'm like, I get it, but y'all not answering my question. If we had Jimmy in the Ring of Honor, but every single situation was the same, would we have won a Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Nobody has answered that question. No one said, yeah, we would have. Y'all said, oh, I believe in curses. Y'all said, no, we curse. Y'all said Jimmy deserves to be in there. But y'all telling me we keep Jason Garrett for 10 years, but Jimmy in the Ring of Honor, we win the Super Bowl? Doesn't make sense to me, but if it makes sense to y'all, okay.
Yeah.
Dollar General. But anyway, let's move on.
Yeah, so we're gonna take a look at some of these clips, you guys. That I got from really most of them, actually all of them are from day 2 of training camp. So we're gonna see these first couple because actually Tony Pollard, you know, it's actually really good to see this guy back out there. At first it was kind of hard to see him on Monday because he does kind of keep his jersey a little bit halfway up. So, and that's what a lot of these guys do out there, kind of keep their jerseys half up. So I apologize if through some of these clips, I'm not really able to recognize some of the players just because it's hard to tell with the numbers. Sometimes their name may be covered by the hair or, you know, other things like that. Oh, actually, before we jump in, Bruce said he did say yes twice, that he thinks we might have won a bowl.
Oh, I didn't see. Sorry, she didn't put it. I don't have my comments, guys. I'm having to appear by my phone, so like I can't see the comments that y'all are putting like out on YouTube, so I can only see what Mickey puts on the screen. But I mean, okay, Bruce, you said yes, we would have. Okay.
Yeah, Sugar Daddy says no.
No, we have.
Taylor says we are cursed. I saw a lot of that too. I saw a lot in the comments. A lot of people saying that they believe in the curse. I don't know about curse. I don't know if I don't believe in curses. Like as far as curse, like a curse being on a team, but I do believe that bad luck does happen at the wrong time.
So, you know should we just stop saying that we're gonna win the Super Bowl this year? Because I just told y'all Jimmy's not getting in the Ring of Honor this year.
Yeah.
So should we just say something catastrophic is going to happen? Like, I don't know, Dad gets another injury or something. I don't know. I guess we should for some of y'all, I guess we should just throw in the towel, I guess. Just throw in the towel, not even have hope. Don't even matter killing gone because Jimmy's still not in that Ring of Honor. We still going to lose anyways. But anyway, let's show the clips here with Tony.
Yeah. We're gonna take a look at Tony Pollard going up here. He's, you know, we can see his quickness coming back. I mean, like I said, this guy, you know, just to see him kind of coming out that injury we know he had a clear break, but hopefully he'll be able to come back strong. He said he feels good to come back, right on schedule. So hopefully, like I said, we'll help. My bad. Let me add this back in. To see some of his quickness, they were actually doing a lot of one-on-ones yesterday in practice with offense and defense.
Okay.
If you guys if you guys get a chance, just let me know in the chat if you can see the slides. Just give me a heads up.
I wish we knew. Okay, that was Tony doing drills. I hope you guys can see stuff clear.
It looks like, I believe, Hooker in coverage, but I'm not sure. Like, I can't tell if it's 28 or 38. Because if it's 38, then I believe it's a DB by his last name is Wandell. Now, I haven't seen a lot of him out there. I do see him a lot on the second and third team, but I know I know he may not, of course, get too much touch on the field this year just because of the depth we already have. But now I do see him out there on plays here and there, but of course mostly on the second and third teams.
Okay.
See, DC says, she said, no, we're not going to Promised Land. Hey, what's good, Dallas?
She said, no, we're going to the Promised Land. What's up,
Dallas? She said, no, we're going. Oh, my bad,
yeah,
DC. I'm sorry, I read that wrong.
We're going to the Promised Land. Like,
I read that wrong.
We shouldn't. Thank you, DC. No, we shouldn't throw in the towel. We're going to win the Super Bowl.
Right, that's right. What's good, Dallas Law? Good for you checking in, man. Also, thank you for the follow on Twitter, man. Appreciate you.
You know what Jerry gonna do? Watch. Jerry probably just trying to win one Super Bowl without Jimmy. Like Jimmy was trying. Because even the one that we won in '95, right? That was still Jimmy's team. So I think what Jerry's trying to do, he's like, listen, let me just win one Super Bowl. Just so he can Jimmy, that don't got nothing to do with Jimmy, and then I'll put Jimmy in there.
Right. I don't know, but he's been waiting for a long time, Star. I can't lie right now. Like, if that's what Jerry's trying to wait on, he's going to be waiting for a long time. Well, I ain't going to say he's waiting for a long time, but if he does it, and that's what he's been waiting on, like, he shouldn't be having to wait years to just make 1 point to Jimmy. Because at this point, for me, I'm just like, are you trying to make a point to Jimmy, or are you trying to make a point to everybody else? So at this point, for me,
he's trying to make a point to Jimmy and everybody else. Because people attribute everything that happened in the 90s to Jerry. I mean, to Jimmy. Jimmy, they say basically Jerry shouldn't even been there. Jerry ain't did shit. They said Jimmy
he
did
just
everything. Jimmy bought the team. Jimmy hired Jerry. You know what I'm saying? Like, people, they don't give a dang about what Jerry did in the 90s. They don't care at all. Except for sure that's what he's doing. Yeah, I told y'all. I said steady. I'm not
on a major level. You're not lying, Dallas Ball. You're not lying.
Oh my God!
Right, that's what I'm saying, Cole. That's all I'm saying, Cole. We don't even care.
This weird. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm like.
At the end of the day, you know what I'm saying. At the end of the day, but and here go another clip of Tony Pollard, you guys. Saying we see his quickness coming up.
In this West Coast, in our Texas Coast offense, we should see a lot of Tony Pollard may actually be running routes this season. I think we could get Tony Pollard to run maybe a Texas route, some quick outs or something, because we never ran Texas routes with freaking Kellen ever.
None at all.
We can get some of that. Hopefully we can get some. We did do the screens and stuff like that, but I would like to see Tony Pollard run a little bit more than a wheel route and a screen.
Right, exactly.
I think he has the capabilities to do it. It would just add more speed. Because now you got Brandon Cooks, who's a 4-3 guy. Simi is a 4-3 guy. Turpin is a 4-2 guy, and then Tony is a 4-3 guy, I think. So the more speed, the better, because that's been somewhere that we've been strongly lacking on our offense. So
definitely, and now to see so many that we have so many actual players who have that speed, it's almost like CD said, pick your poison.
That's what I'm saying. That's another reason. Like, we just now also have speed on offense, and so a lot of what we're happy about is that a lot of. Sorry if y'all hear my dogs barking in the background, but a lot of dang, I just lost
receivers,
my train of thought. Yeah. But
speedy receivers.
yeah, I think a lot of our wide receivers. I forgot my train of thought where I was going. Our wide receivers last year were slow as dirt. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Yeah.
Even CD Lamb. CD Lamb was our fastest, but he's just like I think he's a high 4.4 guy or a low 4.5 guy. So CD's not really like super long speed fast, but he's got the, you know what I'm saying? He has that
yak ability.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he's a yak guy, but so we really did not have speed at all outside of CD and Tony Pollard. And y'all know we rarely, even though his attempts, were up from previous years, but we still did not use Tony Pollard adequately in the passing game. So
exactly, and we didn't use Turpin. Even seeing his speed on returns.
We didn't use Turpin at all. I mean, we used him. The most we used Turpin was on a gadget end around play. But other than that, we didn't even send Turpin on a 9 route, nothing like that. But as y'all know, because of those dreaded option routes, we couldn't get guys like Turpin, who had just come from the USFL straight to the NFL. We couldn't get guys like Tolbert, rookies. We couldn't get those guys on the field. So now, since we have pretty much eliminated the aggressive option routes, which means 100 people running the option routes, these guys can just play fast.
Yes.
So hopefully we will be able to see. We should, from what it looks like in training camp, we're going to see Turpin on the field. We should see Tolbert on the field.
Yeah.
If Simi can,
that's exciting.
Get back healthy, we should see him on the field as well.
Yeah. Yeah, and speaking of speed, I got this clip right here of Deuce Vaughn. He's, I believe on this one, actually in with the third team. I think we had
that's my guy.
Will Greer going in. Yeah, Deuce. And actually, I got a couple of clips of course, really at the end of each practice, like Deuce has just been like a very popular player out there. Like just from what I've seen, like of course we have a lot of people out there, yelling Deuce, and a lot of the kids on the sideline, have on K-State, you know what I'm saying? Like a lot of these, like Deuce is really I think he's just really becoming a hit out there, with the crowd, honestly.
Yep.
Just see him run, just getting him in between tackles, just seeing his speed already just having an effect on the field.
And that's of course, one thing. Go ahead.
No, go. You good? Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying with Deuce, if y'all watched his college film, because a lot of people, if you didn't watch Deuce's film, you wouldn't know that like Deuce can block. Deuce was basically a bell cow back for Kansas.
Right.
I know that sounds crazy to y'all because all people can talk about is his height, but he was a bell cow back for Kansas State. And one unique thing about Deuce running between those tackles is that, and the commentators will always comment on it, is that because of his height, you lose him. Like, it's very hard to tackle Deuce head on because he's so little, right? You're going up against defenders that are 6'5", 6'4", 6'3", some 6'6", right? So he gets lost in the sauce in there, and a lot of his breakaway runs is because guys cannot tackle him head on. Like
exactly.
They cannot tackle him, so he can slip
that quickness,
right? And that quickness. So we've seen a lot of even. I think somebody like Bobby Build or somebody had tweeted like they made contact with him and tried to wrap him up, but then he just broke away and got the touchdown because that's when you're that small, you're slippery. So it's definitely an advantage.
Exactly.
And for everybody, like Deuce has been his size his whole life, so I think he knows how to navigate. I know everybody's worried about him getting hit, and I'm like, yeah, but let's not act like small players can't succeed in this league. They can. They've been playing with their height forever. And I think because of just the story around Deuce and stuff in the offseason and, how his dad's a scout for us and stuff like that, I think he is going to make his mark, whether that be on special teams or he actually has a plan. I know Mike, and I made a video about it on my channel, that Mike said his plan for him is Randall Cobbish. So Randall Cobbish, if y'all know how Mike used Randall Cobb in Green Bay his rookie season, just a lot of quick routes, a lot of slants, a lot of out routes, things that Randall Cobb could take to the house, and that's who Deuce is. He can take it to the house. You know, he has great hands as well. That's something that y'all may not know, but he also has great hands, ability to run routes and a lot of stuff. So it's going to be exciting. Hopefully that we see Deuce integrated in this offense. For sure.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one. This next clip we got coming up right here. Of course, we got Brandon Cooks. We're gonna have Cooks right here off the edge. It's going. But of course, before I get this going, this kind of thing I was talking about offline, which you started earlier about. We have Let's Go and Ball here on the right side. Of course, Let's Go at tackle. We have Ball at guard, and of course we're gonna see Dak, of course, get this ball off and get it to Brandon Cooks for the touchdown for their 2-point drill. But as you can see, we're gonna see Ball actually get, well, actually not Ball. We actually see Let's Go get actually blown by, and of course we know it's Parsons. We know Parsons is different. We know Parsons is an animal, but it's definitely discouraging to see Let's Go. You know, because he had. And that's really why I was kind of coming into camp to see how Let's Go was going to do, and to see him have his size and to see him just kind of kind of just get pushed by, like just kind of fall back, kind of get knocked off his heels is a little bit discouraging. You know what I mean? So just hopefully, it doesn't happen all the time, of course, and hopefully he can get his footing right, so that way, of course, it doesn't happen in game time. But
I think it's really,
No, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, I think it's really hard for players to adjust to Parsons' speed, because y'all remember last year. Remember when Terrence Steele was getting his butt toe up and everybody was panicking, like, oh my God, we didn't make the right decision.
Right.
Like everybody was having panic attacks. But we have to know that, like, that's Michael Parsons. Like, his speed is just, it's going to take a lot of reps against Michael Parsons to be comfortable. I mean, you're never gonna get comfortable. Hall of Fame you're never gonna get comfortable with his speed, bro. I don't.
He's constantly changing he's constantly evolving his game. He's constantly changing.
And he just developed more pass rush moves. He's been working on boxing all off season because he said he's tired of getting hit in his face.
Right. So he's put on a little bit of weight, girl. Like,
he's just a different animal. I don't. Yeah. We can't really describe, what the hell he is. Right. But I think with Let's Go, these are good rests for him. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's just gonna have to keep, and that's just a perk of, like I said, and also Ball. I can't see how Ball is doing. There's really been no reports on the guard. Remember we talked about that last night. We're like, there really hasn't been any reports on the guard battle, like left guard, right guard. Like, no one
only thing we've heard is Zach not being there.
Right. Like, how is Farniak doing? How is Awesome doing? Chuma Udoka.
Right. Tyler Bass.
Like, Tyler Bass. Like, we're not hearing about how any of these guys are doing, which I think is odd, right? Because y'all remember
very odd.
Boys Mason had a meltdown after the draft when we didn't draft an offensive lineman high. So I would think that would be the focus of the media, like staring at the offensive line and trying to get a handle on, like, how are these battles going? Who looks good? Who's likely going to take this position? But I haven't heard nothing about it. So maybe tomorrow, Mickey, you can do some super scouting if you can.
Yeah, I think I'm keep an eye on that. Yeah, and that's kind of what I was kind of talking about yesterday during my show. Like, I wish they would kind of keep the offensive line like a little bit closer to to our side so we can kind of see what's going on. But they do kind of keep them on the further side of the field. So I'm going to try my best to, just kind of get a better view of what they are actually, when they actually go with their drills and things.
I
would
like to know how that battle's going. Yeah, for sure. Because I know they said that Mike said a change in the offense, and Jerry, I think, is that the offensive line protections and the spacing, I think, or something of the guys. So they're obviously, we got the GOAT, Coach Mike Solari now is our offensive line coach. So I know he's doing great work with them. I just would like to see, like, I would like to talk about that battle because we can talk about the
the fruition of it. Yeah.
Right. I just want to know, like, how are the guys doing? How are they looking? Who do they think is taking the lead? In the left guard position? Is it going to be Matt Farniak, or Chuma? I would like to see how that's going, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah. And real quick before we move on, shout out to Dallas Law. He says, "Will Simi make the roster?" Now, of course, we talked about. I think we talked about a little bit earlier about how Simi, kind of went down with, the last minute Monday with the quad contusion. There was Aisha, not Aisha. I'm sorry. Haley Sutton mentioned this morning on their podcast this morning that he was hit just a little bit too hard by LVE, but saying that he felt okay, and hopefully we'll see him start up next week when they do return the pads, return to practice after this week. So hopefully we'll see him come back soon. You know what I'm saying? Because hopefully it's, they say it wasn't too serious. So I don't know if that'll have any bearing on him making the roster. I mean, as we were kind of mentioning earlier, these wide receivers, as we even see, Jalen Brooks, Jalen Moreno Cropper, like, even, some of these guys we may not even expected to see coming up this year, we see them, kind of turning up their game a little bit. So hopefully, Simi can get back on the field quick enough so that way he can show, because he was, he had the interview with Just Navarre, shout out to her, saying that he was ready, to, kind of make his step on this West Coast offense. So hopefully we can see him come back on the field, ASAP.
Yeah. I don't think Simi having a position on this roster is in jeopardy. I definitely think he's going to be on the roster. Now, whether he wins wide receiver 4, that's to be determined.
Right.
I don't know about that. I mean, Jalen Tolbert, like I said, as we said in the last show, has been attached to Brandon Cooks at the hip.
Yeah. And with Jalen Brooks showing out, man.
Yeah, so I definitely think he's going to make the roster. I think it just all depends on his health, right? If he can stay healthy, and if he can continue to trend upward like he was in OTAs in the beginning of the camp and stuff like that. He's been doing a lot of interviews, so I would hate for him to not make not have a meaningful role. Because like I said, I don't think him not making the roster is an option, but I think it is possible that he could be like a wide receiver 5 or something like that. Simi is not getting cut.
Tabitha says he don't think he's making it, but so
Simi is not getting cut. I'm winning the bail money on him. He's definitely.
I think they're gonna keep him around. I think they're gonna keep him around and give him a chance, because I think they really do believe that he can take a step forward in this offense.
Right, they believe in him, and y'all remember they stashed Simi last year, so he definitely. I think they put him on IR so that they
exactly.
You just don't cut Simi. At the worst, just let him write out his contract, and if you want to let him go, like Conor McGovern, just let him go. But I'm not going to.
I think they're gonna do the same thing with Biage. I think they're gonna let Biage run out his contract, and then he's gonna walk too.
Yeah, they probably will, and I'm fine with that. Well, let me not say I'm fine with that. We'll see how Biage does this year. Yeah, Biage struggles with power. Okay, so a lot of times Biage is getting pushed off the ball. When I watch film a lot from last season, who's getting their lunch ate? Biage and So a lot of time in our running scheme, a lot of stuff was not working because of those two. So hopefully he's got his strength up and able to anchor that line a little bit better. Because I agree he's a good center and stuff like that. Obviously he made Pro Bowl as an alternate and stuff, so I'm not taking that away from him. But I would like to see him be stronger and not get blown off the ball. Because, I mean, that's going to be a huge component going against Philly, going against the 49ers. I definitely think Simi will make the roster as long as he stays healthy. If he doesn't stay healthy, then I don't know. But
then, that might be a whole nother thing.
But he's 6'4" and, runs a 4.3. I just feel like you just don't cut that. Like, why cut him? At the worst. True. So that's right. Speed don't mean nothing without a line. That's true. So
shout out to that. Yeah, that's facts right there.
That's they're definitely, that's been a whole focus from the coaches. The whole focus has been on altering the blocking concepts of the offensive line, developing the pass protection, all that stuff. So I'm putting my trust in Mike Solari, because Mike Solari, I did a whole presentation about him on my channel. Like, Mike Solari, just go watch. But Mike Solari has a tenure of being a great offensive line coach and having good offensive lines, even though he didn't have the best talent. So I have faith in him that the offensive line will, especially since that's a coaching focus. I can't see the offensive line being worse than it was last year.
Right. I agree.
Turpin might have a role. Yeah, that's true. He could have a role more than Simi. It's going to be interesting to see how Mike gets all these players the ball. I will say that, because it's a lot. It's a lot. So, like, we haven't even brought up Jalen Tolbert. So it is gonna be
Right, exactly.
It's gonna be a lot to get to spread this ball around. But that's great. Like, we have so much depth this year. It's crazy.
Right. Yeah, and good point, Tavis. Yeah, Dennis Houston too. And I see Dennis Houston out there still. And we know he was big last year in camp. But we know that they didn't really have receivers like that. So he's still getting work out there too. You know what I'm saying? Like he's not getting I wouldn't say he's getting as much attention, but I would say that he's still getting he's still catching balls out there. He's still even getting yak out there from time to time. So he's still fighting for a spot as well.
Yep, it's a lot. Like this camp is so stacked, and I think Vach and Sky had talked about like this is why because we. The past 2 seasons we've done joint practices, but we're not doing that this year. And it's like, we don't really need to. Like, all the depth that we have, it's crazy. Like, we are deep. We are, I want to say something else, but that's inappropriate. But we are deep, on both sides of the ball. So, it's going to be interesting to see who makes this freaking roster. 83, that's Jalen Brooks, right?
Yeah, Jalen,
yeah. That's our that was our seventh
rounder.
Pick.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Our seventh round pick.
Like we said, I think yesterday we said all the Jalen's is balling out, man. All the Jalen's
they're balling out. And I like Jalen Brooks' film because he had when I watched him versus Georgia, he was the team's. I forgot what college he comes from. I forgot what college he comes from, guys. But when they played against Georgia, he was having to go against Ringo, and he was taking Ringo's lunch. So, and y'all know the Eagles got Ringo. So, I think I really did like his film a lot. And I'm glad that like he's getting acclimated and he's actually like making noise. Oh yeah, I think that's a great insight, Nisi, about using Turpin. I think Turpin definitely is going to have a role. I mean, when somebody runs a 4-2, you have to find a way to get them involved. That's just what I'm saying. Because like I said, guys, like I don't think I finished my point. There's a lot of defenses that just really don't even have the personnel to cover our wide receivers.
Right, exactly.
Including our division. Like y'all see that our division, the Giants, Commanders, and the Eagles, like they all had to draft guys to be the starters for their secondary. So there's gonna be a lot of rookies on Michael Gallup, Brandon Cooks.
Yep.
So just know that like it's gonna be rookies out there, trying to stop those guys. I think it's gonna be scary hours, but we'll see, when it all comes together. But I definitely think it's gonna be scary hours for this division. Just like Jerry says, like, listen, we're not saying that we're the absolute best, and but what we are telling the division is that y'all should be prepared because we're prepared this year. Previous years we were not prepared. 2021 had Kellen Moore, wasn't really running the ball, couldn't win against winning teams. 2022 started winning against winning teams, but you still have Kellen Moore who didn't believe in having a set scheme, didn't really believe, even though we increased the rushing attempts, but he didn't really believe in the run, right? So we had those types of issues. But this year, we don't have those issues. Oh, and then last year, we cut Amari Cooper and we didn't have receivers. So this year, we don't have those problems. So I'm really interested. In my head, it's like, who's going to be able to stop us? In my head. It's just like I think Vash says, we're gonna go 17-0. So you got to show me you're gonna beat me. So we will we'll see what happens.
As we see in some of these clips, you guys, in this clip right here, we have a CD Lamb going out for his 2-point while they're doing the scrimmage. And we just know CD out there just balling out like
and I think
it's amazing the role he's taken up. Like just him having his leadership role this year. It just really just
Right.
kind of catapulted him mentally and physically in his game. Is we obviously
Right.
see his game once again this year.
Absolutely. And it's just like, look at these concepts, what we're running, and actually getting Dak on the move, which is something that Dak is great in, right?
Right.
Those are a lot of his highlights from his rookie year is Dak's throws on the move.
Right.
That's
And
why he got his.
you see the ball placement, like the CD be able to reach out and catch that, like they're, and you can tell their chemistry is on point.
Correct. I think something that we really got to point out with Dak is, Dak has been surgical. That's what everybody's saying. He's surgical. And I'm like, look at the ball placement of where Dak is getting these balls. I mean,
exactly.
He's literally putting them in perfect spots to where only the wide receivers can catch them.
Can get
what I'm
exactly.
saying? So he obviously worked on ball placement this season. I think it's great because obviously with the new Texas Coast offense, Dak is getting that ball out of his hands faster. And I think the stat is that when he throws 2.5 seconds or less, he has a very high completion percentage, way more touchdowns than interceptions. But when he holds that ball longer than 2.5 seconds, or it could be 3.5, but I think it's 2.5, lower than 2.5 seconds, like all of his stats go down significantly. So it's going to be a huge part of getting that ball out of Dak's hands fast. I think Dak even said at OTAs, he was like, now, because y'all know there was issues with Dak targeting curl and hitch routes more than any other more than the league average. Now Dak's targets, are going to be on the move. And he also is like, we have the ability now to go immediately in the scramble. So I'm doing my 1, 2, 3 reads. And if it's not open, we immediately go in a scramble drill. So
and we saw that play yesterday. He had, just before, of course, the back and forth they want to talk about, but before, they, like Jay Tuck pointed out on Twitter, shout out to Jay Tuck, they didn't see the 15-yard run that Dak made before they actually started jaw jacking with each other. So just some of these, as you create some of these creative runs for Dak, like just being able to see him kind of stretch his leg, even just a little bit. They don't have to be every play. Like, but sometimes just kind of trying to have that scramble to get those, 1 or 2 yards.
Yeah.
Yes, that can
get him on the move, get him comfortable. Like Dak, that's who Dak was. Like when Dak played at Mississippi State, had the number 1 ranked team in the nation. That's who Dak was. Like he is an improvising quarterback. Like that's something that Kellen took away from him. Even though Dak has developed into a pure pocket passer and coaches recognize him as that, i.e. Kyle Shanahan, i.e. Lovie Smith. So he is recognized as a pure pocket passer now, but where Dak shines is where he can improvise, where he can get on the move. That's why it's so important now that Dak now has full control of the offense, because that's something that he did not have. And it's something where we're like, Dak, why are you standing there? Why don't you just go and run for those 2 yards, get the first down? But, obviously it was what he was told to do from Kellen, what he was told to do from Doug Nussmeier. But now they've put the groove back in Dak's dance, right? Like Dak, and that's how I can describe it. Like they put the groove back inside of him. So it's like now we're going to see Dak. He's just gonna be playing free. You know what I'm saying? And that's when he plays his best. When he can play free, when he can play loose, when he doesn't have to think too much. Like let him just play loose and free, and let the magic happen. So hopefully that's what's gonna happen this season.
Yeah, upcoming year.
Yeah.
Yes, and I like that he said that was a good point, because even just his style of run, this his quickness, and it's I wouldn't say 100% reminds me of Deshaun Jackson, but just his quickness and the way he could just make these defenders just lost, like and even I don't know if he could do, because like I said, I wouldn't say 100% because Deshaun Jackson was definitely like that deep threat. Like I don't know if I see Turpin being that like that deep, like down the field, like Hail Mary type, but like as far as speed and elusiveness, like definitely I see it as far as that, definitely.
Right. And it's just like when you're that little, like you just have that short area of quickness. So the same thing for Deuce. They're so little, so they change the direction and they just have a lower center of gravity. So it's just easy for them to just get in and breaks and stuff real fast. They're very, very shifty guys. Very shifty.
Right, exactly. So just for
But
this
yeah,
last,
like,
oh,
go ahead. No, you said it's the last clip.
No, I was gonna say for this last segment, I was gonna run through like because I have like just a bunch of like maybe like 10 to 15-second clips that kind of has some sound on them and actually a pretty good catch by CD. So just to run through the last little.
Yeah, we can definitely end the show with that, just showing how these wide receivers have really been turning up.
Yes, like I have one with Tolbert, CD, Jalen Brooks. You know what I'm saying? Even I have one with Gallup. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just these wide receivers just really turning up out here, you guys.
Let's look through those clips and just talk about, the wide receivers. It's just night and day from last year, guys.
Yes.
And you can just tell the wide receivers have confidence because they have leadership. You see, CD had to emerge into a number one last season. He was not a number one game one. I said it. He was not a number one game one. He had to emerge into that, right? And then toward the end of the season, CD was phenomenal. He was phenomenal.
Right.
But it took him a while to get to that. And I think one thing that was struggling was that CD lost his leader because Amari Cooper was his leader. Amari Cooper was his teacher. And so when he lost that, you kind of lose that type of veteran leadership. That's why you kind of saw CD, emerge when he got TY just for that short time. Because players like CD who are that young, they need guidance. And that's why it's so important. And CD was so busy trying to focus on his emergence. He couldn't really lead guys like Tolbert and Turpin and things like that because he's like, I'm trying to worry about, I'm the only thing we got here on this offense. I'm trying to worry about me getting myself to where I need to be so that this offense can function. But now that pressure is off of CD. He now has Brandon Cooks in the building who has played in Super Bowls, played with Super Bowl Hall of Fame quarterbacks, has had, what does he have, 8 or 9 1,000-yard seasons? So he just has that experience in the room where the pressure is just not all on him. And I think that allows CD to be loose, Tolbert to be loose, Michael Gallup to be loose. Everybody can just play loose and play fast and not have to think so much, more so using their talents, their God-given talents and abilities to win against the man in front of them. What's up, Dope? Glad to see you in the chat tonight.
Yeah, what's up, Dope Meister? Thank you for coming through, man. Good to see you, fam. Good to see you.
But we can get through, just watch these clips and I think y'all look at that clip.
Yeah,
if you can replay it, like look at that clip and look at Dak's drops, right? Because I try to explain. So y'all see like Dak's drop, like he's doing a lot of that. Didn't even look like a 3-step drop. It looked more like a 2.
Yeah, 2. Like if that, like 1.5 even.
Yeah,
he already
like a 1.5
like where he was going.
Right. Yeah. But y'all see, and also look at the way Dak is twerking that ball because he didn't really. That was just pure arm.
You see it fly up, right? Right. You saw how it fly up, like almost like it went right towards CD.
Y'all better look out this year for. Y'all better look out this year. Yeah,
Man,
Dak
and
looks
y'all
like
heard
he
the
done
crowd
developed some
too.
new tools. He done
Right.
perfected his ball placement.
Mm-hmm.
And he's doing a lot of sideline, deep corner, the types
You
of
see
throws
that
that
a
this
lot.
man
You
is
seen that
making.
a lot. And I saw.
Yeah.
I believe I seen a lot of reporters tweeting that like they're going a lot towards the sideline where they're trying to have trying to get the receiver to eat up a lot of the sideline. So it's going to be really hard for them to get yak. You know what I mean? Even if they do manage to catch the ball.
Right, and that also is smart because it also prevents interceptions. If I'm
Exactly
throwing it to the corner, that ball is either going to go in your hands or it's going to go out. So just look at the concepts, guys. Like we showing y'all these clips. It's fun. It's training camp. But y'all can we're talking just about the nuances of things that are changing. Things that we see a little bit different. What up, landlord?
Oh man, no. Landlord, you too, fam. Hey, fam. So it must be the airlines, fam, because I miss my plane coming out here too, man. It's just maybe it's just because it's travel season, because them airports be packed around this time, man. Damn, I'm sorry, landlord.
I'm sorry for you, Land. That's sad.
Yeah, because I was looking forward to meeting you, fam, for real, for real. You was gonna be the first one I hit up tomorrow, for real. Damn, we had to link up, landlord, for real, man. I was really looking forward to that. But hopefully you have safe travels. Hopefully you still be able to make it out here, fam.
Yeah.
Shout out to Patrice Lanford. Thanks for sliding through. How you doing, sis? Good to see you.
What up, Patrice? Glad to see you.
Hey, I'm so sorry, landlord. I definitely feel you, man. That's how I was feeling on Sunday. And I hope you make it out here, fam. Let me go ahead. All right, so these next few ones, like I said, I'm gonna just let them play because they're all about maybe like 10 to 15 seconds. Like I said, we have the next one actually coming up is going to be Nahshon Wright in coverage. And this before we actually move on, I was talking to you about this earlier, Star, how this morning, Haley Sutton mentioned this morning. I'm sorry, not Haley. Aisha Morrison, shout out to her. She mentioned this morning one of her guys she was keeping an eye on was Nahshon Wright in camp, saying that he's actually been having a pretty decent camp this year. Now we know, he showed up in camp last year as well, but when it came down to him getting some game tick, they had the competition with the corners, and it didn't really work out too well for him. So hopefully, hopefully this time around, his camp, will continue into the season and into preseason. And hopefully, once he sees some real live game time snaps, his effectiveness will carry over to then. So what we see is effectiveness here in camp, where I believe he was in coverage with Tolbert. I'm not 100% sure. Like I said, it was kind of towards the other side of the field, but we see the pass breakup. The clip after that is going to be Jalen Brooks. After that, Juice Vaughn, and then Gallup, and then actually at the end, you guys, I showed you guys the clip of Jerry already. Those were just some kind of bonus clips I had, just while I was out there. And I also have a clip of Micah Parsons on the sideline, just talking to Sam Williams while he was in plain clothes. And then also an undrafted, I believe. I don't know if he's undrafted or the guy they picked up from the Chargers, Johnson, on the sideline, giving him some tips. So yeah, we're just gonna let these clips kind of run through because they do have the sound on them, so that's why it's kind of hard for us to kind of talk at the same time while the clips are running. So I'm just let the clips run so you guys just get a look at it. Oh, actually, guys, before I move on, that was actually Eric Scott in coverage. That was him actually coming through and actually being able to knock down the pass that I believe it was Cooper Rush actually throwing. So actually, I'm gonna let that run through again. Hopefully, you guys be able to see it. And like I said, okay, before I go in, Lancer, he said I'll just be there. I'll be there just after practice. Damn, fam. Hopefully we'll still be able to link up. Hopefully, like I said, hopefully I'll be able to come through the trap. And if not, hopefully I'll just be able to, link up with you and meet you because, it seems like you guys have a lot of fun. I just, like I said, I'll be able to meet West Coast and be able to meet Law. Just being able to meet all these content creators have just been, just wonderful. So I hopefully I'll be able to link up with you too, fam. Now that, you guys, I'm gonna play that one again. That one, as we mentioned earlier, was a seventh rounder, Jalen Brooks. Making that pass in the end zone from Cooper Rush. As you see, went over the top, and of course you heard the crowd reaction. Just seeing this guy turn up, like I didn't think that Jalen was going to see playing time this year, but just the way he's kind of creeping up. I'm not gonna say he's going to see a lot of time, but maybe towards the end of the season, or we can see some depth. We may need to see some depth. This guy can come through for us.
Yeah, we definitely may see him as a depth piece. I'm not sure how many wide receivers they're going to carry, but usually the rookies always make the roster. So he's definitely going to be on there. I mean, if he can, especially hopefully he can contribute on special teams. But like I said, I was not shocked about Jalen turning up because I liked his film. I was shocked to hear about Eric Scott because I hated his film in college. But apparently Eric Scott, since OTAs, has been lights out. So I'm happy to be proven wrong by him, to be quite honest.
Right, facts.
Because that just means we got another hidden gem. You know what I'm saying? So and y'all can just see from these clips, like, look at the drops. There's a lot of 3-step, 2-step, 1.5-step drops. Like the balls are getting out of the hands fast. Not having to do a lot of holding, looking. People aren't open. So, and it's also, you see the quarterbacks like just letting it rip. Like they're like, I know now where my receiver's going to be. So I'm I'm throwing that ball, so.
Right. Not just the accuracy, but like you said, like the commitment to the throw. Like, it's like, you don't see any kind of, question or any kind of.
Right. Exactly. It just looks like they know where they going. You're right. It just looks like everybody knows what they're doing.
And like Star, you heard them talk about that, like when the season or when the off season was still kind of going on, but before we even got underway, like these guys just knowing where they got to be. Like Tober saying, like, I know where I got to be. I don't have to think too much. I don't have to do this. I ain't got to do that. Like, it's just the sharpness, just the way that, like, they're getting
sharp. It's sharp, efficient. Look the details, right?
All
of these words have been thrown out all off season.
Details, exactly.
So we're seeing that in the offense. We're seeing that in the offense. Shout out to West Coast and Henny and Landlord who did that interview with Tober, because I think he said a detailed determined fix, I think is what he said, was like what was into them as moving forward as an offense. And you can definitely see the details, the nuances of the way they run routes, the details of the quarterback feet, 1, 2, 3, ball out, the placement of ball. It just seems like the offense just seems sure of itself compared to last year. It just didn't seem like that. They were a lot not on the same page, but this year everybody just seems to be in sync. So shout out to Mike. Shout out to Big Mike.
Yes. Right.
For putting this offense on his back. Right.
If this trend continues, like, they could really be on point this upcoming year.
Yep.
This last
That was a Michael Gallup catch, right?
Let me show it one more time.
Okay.
And actually, guys, it was kind of hard to see who. I was trying to see who was in coverage. I'm going to play it one more time to see if I can, because this right here, I believe it might have been Scott, but I'm not 100% sure if it was Scott in coverage or Bell. Let me play it one more time. I don't know. I couldn't tell if it was Gilmore or not, who was supposed to be in coverage on Gallup. But yeah, that was definitely a Gallup catch on the sideline.
That's what I was like, is that the Gallup? So it just seems confidence is back. That's what I can say. Confidence is within that wide receiver room, and that was not there last year. So, and that's a huge part of playing wide receiver in DB is confidence. You've got to have confidence. It just seems like the players are doing it. The quarterbacks are confident because they're throwing contested throws. They're not. It's not like every throw is wide open. Like they're throwing contested throws, but the quarterbacks are just trusting their guys, and their guys are trusting them, and they're putting
and where they're putting it, and where they're putting the ball. Like you said earlier, like the ball placement is on point.
Ball placement. Shout out to Shane. What's his name? The new QB coach, Sean Tolzien.
Oh, Tolzien.
Shout out to him because I mean, obviously he's got these quarterbacks looking sharp. I even heard that Will Greer looks good.
Yeah, I was just gonna. Yeah, he is. Woo. Yeah. So hopefully he'll be able to actually be able to.
They got us excited.
Yeah, if him and Cooper could actually come, that's of course I know it's quarterback too. I know we're not looking forward to that, but I'm just saying that if they can actually compete to see who can really be QB2, because I know Greer had that groin injury last year coming out of camp, so he didn't necessarily. They were saying that he was actually in the league to get that position last year. So if he could come out and actually compete, in the preseason games, you know what I mean, and see if he could try to beat out Cooper Rush, we may be able to see a different.
Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. I agree. And it's just the last clip right here. Like I said, this one is just Micah on the sideline. Like I said, talking to you see Sam Williams in plain clothes, and then like I said, Johnson, and he's also in plain clothes as well. I don't know if he's hurt or anything. Like I said, he wasn't in pads, so I'm not sure if he's just observing or if he's going through some kind of rehab himself. And actually, I don't know if you guys spotted, and even on Monday, and I wasn't, I didn't pay attention to many at the end of last week, but I know we had already talked about Donovan Wilson being out. But if you guys look in that Gallup clip, Donald he's actually wearing plain clothes. He's actually the guy that's wearing he's wearing a hoodie with a star on the back. If you look, he's on the sideline with the rest of the team. So to see him out there, they say he was in good spirits out there. It's good to see him out there, but for him to be in plain clothes, I'm not going to lie. I was kind of like, like number one, I was like, oh, so it's good to see him out here, but also like, he's not on the sideline. He's not doing rehab. So hopefully, it's not his injury isn't too serious. I think he had a calf strain. Hopefully it's not too bad for him, but hopefully we're able to see him either back when they get back to Dallas or, maybe in some of the preseason games, maybe just giving him some rest. Cause we know he's a vet. He doesn't need the reps like that, but we'll be good to see him back out there. And then, like I said, this last clip was just. Oh, what'd you say?
No, I'm saying I think that was a Michael Gallup clip again. So.
Yeah. Now, of course, we saw at the end of that clip him giving some tips on how he goes about his game. So just seeing taking his game on just that and taking that leadership role, speaking to other guys, it's good to see as well. All right, y'all. So that was just the last clips I had from training camp. like we just been discussing, these last couple of days of padded practice has really, just they've been taken to another level. Of course, it's gotten us excited, for the season to start. Hey, I mean, shit, tomorrow is the Hall of Fame game, right? The Browns and the Jets. Is that tomorrow? Sky, can you hear me? I think your phone is on. Did you mute it? I think I lost my girl Scar. Well, I see you, Star, but I can't hear you. I don't know. It was just working. Oh, all right, you guys. Well, it was right, right towards the end, but some technical ability that maybe we might be able to get Star come back on right quick before we get out of here. But yeah, like I said, those are just the last of the clips I had from training camp. Just from where I was sitting, in the stands, and like I said, these guys have just been turned up. Like we were talking about earlier, just the chemistry amongst these guys. Just the team building, the bond that they're, it all started. I don't say it all started from Atlanta, but Dak taking that trip out there with his weapons, what I'm saying, and just kind of building that chemistry. We see the evidence of that, coming out in camp. Just like we were talking about earlier, just seeing the sharpness amongst these receivers and how they're able to, even, build the chemistry even more is really, is really, it makes us feel more confident as a team, or I guess as a fan base going into the season. So before we get out of here, like I said, thanks for you guys for spending your time with us. I don't know if you guys have any questions, or are there any guys that you're looking forward to for tomorrow's practice, or anything else you guys looking forward to looking at in practice? In the meantime, while we wait for Star, if you guys could hit that like button, hit that share button, hit subscribe. This has been a really good show tonight, you guys. Like I said, thanks for your time, for checking in. This has just been a great experience. Hopefully, let me see. Yeah, we got her coming back on. 1 second, y'all. 1 second. Hang in there.
I'm back. Can you hear me?
Y'all. Yeah. We got her now. Yeah, we got her back, y'all. We got her back.
Sorry about that, guys. I don't know. I received a call and it just kind of messed up my audio for some reason. But anyway.
Yeah. I was just letting them know, like, our boy to turn up. I was just saying that, it was great to see Dak, take our boy, take his weapons down to Atlanta, because we see that, how much just that chemistry building, is becoming evident in camp. Like we were talking about earlier, just that sharpness they have. They don't have to spend this time, trying to get on the same page. They're already on the same page. So just seeing that,
Right.
chemistry, evolve and just go even further in camp. It's going to be, it should be and could be out of this world by the time the season starts.
Exactly. And, that's just like a big part. That's a big part of why we are seeing the offense just, it's night and day from last year. Last year, the offense was struggling bad in the off season. In training camp. And this year, we're just not seeing those issues because, like I said, they've been building on that team chemistry, which is huge for a quarterback and his wide receivers, because a lot of it is them just being on the same page, being in sync with one another, and just understanding they know what each other is going to do, not guessing. And there was a lot of issues last year where they're guessing. The wide receivers are guessing. Dak is guessing. Well, Dak wasn't guessing. A lot of it was the wide receivers not seeing the coverage properly. So those issues have been eliminated. And now we also have an identity. So I mean, which
Yes.
we don't even know what that is. I also think that because Mike is very secretive, I also think that's why we're not
Exactly. And that's
doing.
what I love about him.
Yeah, I also think that's why we're not doing joint practices because I think Mike is like, I don't really want anybody seeing
What he's gonna come
our
up with.
offensive concepts
Yeah.
to game
I
one.
noticed that
So
a lot
like,
too. That's why I was telling you about. I mean, when we were talking about offline earlier about how they kind of keep a lot of things on the other side of the field. Like they do scrimmages, and every now and then. Like I said, they were cool enough to do it yesterday with yesterday's practice. Us being able to see a little bit more of the scrimmage of some of the drills and things like that. But yeah, they do keep a lot of those things on the other side for the media, or like you said, just I mean, as we all know, they
yeah,
had that
they're
big
protected. Yeah,
so
yeah, they're
yeah,
protected. And maybe that's why we're not hearing about the offensive line because they're keeping the offensive line away from the media because they're like, we don't
yeah,
want y'all seeing our scheme. We don't want y'all seeing nothing. And I
yeah,
appreciate that because,
yeah, me
you
too.
know, I love that Mike is secretive because it protects us and it gives us the upper hand. Like when
Yeah.
you're constantly letting the media see everything,
Mhm.
then of course there are coaches and analysts and everybody out there that are taking
Well,
notes. So we're not
ain't gonna
trying to
have
let
the
nobody
impunity.
know nothing
Right, right.
this
Shout out to
season, and
Dwayne
I
Brown.
appreciate it.
He said,
Exactly.
"What's OL looking from North Carolina?" I believe you talk about Awesome Richards. I don't know. I mean, like we were talking about earlier, they tend to keep the offensive lineman on the other side of the field. Now I don't know if he's really been getting a lot of run. Like I know that Chuma Idoga, I believe seeing one of Kyle Yeoman's tweets, he was saying that Chuma was actually kind of struggling with the first teams. I don't know if that means that Austin Richards may get in there a little bit more, but I don't personally know just how well he's been doing, and I don't know what team he will be getting on. I'm assuming it wouldn't be the first teams, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to see if I can keep an eye out for him tomorrow. I believe he's number 76. If correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe he's 76. I'm gonna see if I can get an eye on him. I believe in some of my clips, from my live yesterday, I had some of the offensive linemen, just kind of just doing some drills, and I think I might have seen him in there a little bit yesterday. But like I said, it's kind of hard to see. From the other side of the field, but hopefully I'll, be able to get more of a look tomorrow. Hopefully they'll have a different setup for tomorrow's practice, so we can see a little bit more of the offense because they do keep a lot of the defense on our side, which I'm not complaining about because that's definitely what I wanted to see coming in. But so hopefully we'll be able to get a better look at that tomorrow. What's good, Matt Leslie? Good to
What's up,
see you.
Matt? Good to see you.
Yeah, glad you're in the building. Glad you came through. Good to see you. Good to see you.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So
Okay,
hopefully,
well, are we
yeah.
good,
So
Nikki?
yeah, we good. Hopefully we'll be able to, of course, with tomorrow's practice, hopefully get, a little bit more news coming through. Hopefully we'll be able to see, maybe some guys come back, from like we were talking about earlier, maybe some guys come back from injury, maybe before
Mm-hmm.
next week, they go back out there tomorrow and Friday. And I
Right.
believe if they have Saturday, I would assume they have Saturday off. So hopefully, we'll see, see some more when they come back out tomorrow and hopefully have some more news to come back with you guys. So,
Yep.
like I said, thanks for checking in, you guys. Thanks for your time. This has been a great show tonight. Like I said before, make sure you hit that like button, make sure you hit that share button, hit subscribe so you guys, come back next week and weeks after that for the shows, that we're gonna have for you
Right.
guys. And
Absolutely.
thanks for your
Follow
time.
us on social media. I put all
Yes,
my social media. I didn't put the links, but I put like what's it called, your username or my @ name, in the description on my channel, so y'all can go over there to Stargazer Sports on
yep.
YouTube. Please subscribe.
Yes, and before you
To
guys get out of here, make sure you guys look up my IG. It's the same thing, Cravin Cowboys. If like I said, I didn't want to flood you guys this timeline with a whole bunch of clips, but if you do want to check out all my clips from training camp, all of my clips are gonna be posted on that IG. Like I said, at Cravin Cowboys. Make sure you guys follow that channel so you guys get a look at all these clips out here. Like I said, it's drills, special team work, stunt work with Dan Quinn. Like everything I'm taking on my phone is on that site, you guys. So make sure you guys check it out.
Yep. Check out IG. Check out me on IG. I'm Stargazer
Yeah,
underscore
Stargazer
sports.
Sports. You check out on
Uh,
Twitter, YouTube, Facebook.
yep,
Make sure you guys hit
yep,
up
yep.
all social media platforms.
Yep. But if you go to my YouTube, you'll see all my social media. So Stargazer Sports on YouTube, and then you'll find the rest of my platforms. But thank you guys so much for rocking with us tonight. It's been an awesome
Yes.
show.
Yes,
It
we
is a little
appreciate
bit
y'all.
longer than last time. Last time we only did like an hour. Today we almost
Yeah.
hit an hour and 45 minutes, but that's okay. We hope
Yeah,
y'all
yeah.
enjoyed.
The news cycle been crazy, y'all. Hey, when
Right.
it's a lot of news, that's good news. It's good
Exactly.
news,
We hope
y'all.
y'all enjoyed the show. We hope y'all
Yes.
were encouraged and just excited about the season. Don't cry too much about the Jimmy Johnson curse. We're gonna be all right. And what else was I gonna say? Oh yeah, and like let's just keep pushing forward. The offense looks great. The defense looking great. I'm loving the competitiveness, and we will be back next week on Wednesday at
Yes.
7 o'clock, God willing. So yeah.
Matt Leslie said he's looking for your YouTube star.
Yeah. It's Stargazer Sports. It's my
Yeah.
YouTube. So if you type in Stargazer Sports, which I think I wrote it down, it should be in my heading. On our names or whatever.
Yeah.
It's Stargazer Sports, StarGazer. Yeah, she has it on the screen now.
Yep.
So if you type that into YouTube, my channel is gonna pop right on up. So y'all
Yep.
go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Help both of our channels grow. We're still baby content creators, but we're doing our best. You see, Mickey's already at training camp. I'll be at the Dallas training camp.
Yeah, so
we'll
make sure you guys still keep the notifications on because I was telling you, Star, we're gonna be bringing them some fire ass shit. Like
exactly.
I'm out here in Oxnard.
Exactly.
She gonna be down there in Dallas.
We're gonna be bringing fire, and I just would love to meet you guys if y'all are gonna be down in Frisco for the training camp that they're the open practices that they do. Come up to me. I would love to meet y'all, take pictures with y'all, and fellowship with y'all for sure. So, yep.
Yes, for sure. Thank you for you guys. Thank you for your time, you guys. Hope you guys have a blessed night. Get some rest. Get some rest for work tomorrow. We at Hump Day. We almost to the weekend, y'all. Just keep your spirits up. I hope you guys have a great rest of the night. We'll check in with y'all later.
See y'all later. Bye.